Hey guys. Okay, so apparently I was streaming and did not know it. Hopefully y'all didn't see anything crazy. Hopefully it was the screen. Gigi was over here acting a fool. So yeah, welcome. We are back with another episode of Sip with Joy, a show about a girl, her wine, and her feelings. And I am that girl. I am your host, Joy M. Hutton, a serial entrepreneur and lover of food and wine. Yeah. Today, y'all. Okay, I'm pressing all types of buttons, so don't mind that. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm drinking this wine, y'all. It is a Chardonnay Viognier, okay, and it is very high in alcohol content. Okay, so yeah, I think that's why I'm over here tripping today, because the wine content in this thing is very high. Okay, I'm trying to get my chat up. Hey, hey Robin, hey Elsie, hey Tiffany. Yeah, I'm struggling today, y'all. It's Monday. The time got me acting all crazy. Like I said, I'm pressing buttons and stuff. Listen, but we here. We here. We live. This is what happens when you have a live show. Okay, so yeah, sipping on this Chardonnay Viognier. And you can see the color here. This has been aged for a long time. So, yeah, and I've had this bottle for 3 years, but it's from California, from the Prisoners Winery. And it's an interesting flavor profile, but like I said, it is definitely high in alcohol content. Hello, Spirit Journeys. Yeah, technical stuff. You know, is it retrograding out there? Because I don't know. I think it's the time difference, y'all. I swear it was like 4 o'clock yesterday, and I thought it was 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, why is the time passing by so slowly? And then I was talking to Lydia before I got on tonight, and I'm like, the minutes are passing by so slowly. So I don't know about you all, but hey, Lizzo, hey, mommy. I don't know about you all, but this time difference feels different. It feels different now. I don't know. In previous years, it didn't affect me like this. I don't know if it's aging. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna take another drink. This is probably my problem now, why I'm messing up all types of stuff today. All right. So today's topic, y'all, is can you pay my bills? And I saw an IG post where this woman was talking about how she expected a man to pay for all the dates, her Uber rides to the dates, her hair, getting her hair done, her nails done, and then as they progress, paying for her rent. And I was like, what? This woman is being unreasonable. Like, you're dating this man, especially if this man is not living with you and you want him to take care of all of these expenses. So I want to get your thoughts on what women should pay for. My mama is making sure y'all voted out here, okay? You got one more day, all right? So make sure you vote. Spirit Journey said we are children of the sun. Yes, exactly. I need that sunlight. So, yeah, so want to get you guys' thoughts on what she said about a man. I've never expected a man to pay for my hair and nails because that's personal to me. So, I mean, if a man wants to treat me to that, fine, like a spa day or something. But I've never expected a man to pay for my hair, to get my nails done, because that's just personal to me. Like, that's something I go treat myself to, but I've never expected it. Dates, I think when you're first dating someone, maybe, you pay for all the dates, but I think it just depends on someone's stance on it, so I think there are 3 phases here. So you have dating, you have relationships, and then you have marriage. So I think it comes in phases, okay? So I think that, when you're dating someone, like I remember I've dated guys who they're like, no, I got it. You don't pay for any dates. But as it progresses, like, I don't know, once we get past like the 4th date, I feel like some guys expect you to pay. And then there are some guys who say, no, don't pay. Then when you get to a relationship, then I think that's when you start splitting things, pick up some slack. Y'all together now. Y'all go together now. And so you share some responsibilities. So, okay, we got the votes, Mom. Can you focus on the topic? All right. People gonna vote. All right. So, and then when you're in marriage, there are some who believe like the man should take care of the big bills and then the woman should take care of the smaller bills. So I think that, it just depends on your stance. So I follow this guy. His name is Bishop Greg Davis on Instagram. And he says that a man should pay for the basic bills for the home, if you're living together, rent, mortgage, utilities. And he said that women, if you want to contribute, you pay small bills and that you should be able to keep your own money. Now, this is a man saying that. He said that if you split the bills 50-50, then y'all roommates at that point. So I don't know. I mean, I've been in different scenarios where, again, like I said, a guy wanted to pay for everything. And then there are scenarios where I've had guys like, oh, do you mind paying for this? Or do you mind splitting? And it's weird because after having a guy that will pay for everything and then going to a guy who wants to split things, it is a little weird. But I'm like, okay, I mean, I'm capable of paying, so I don't mind. And if you have that conversation about expectations, then I don't think it's something where you're completely thrown off. So Tiffany says, a treat is always nice, but it's never been my expectation for my husband to pay my hair bill. He doesn't need to know how much I pay every time. Right. You don't need to get in trouble, Tiffany. Robin said, what if the woman makes significantly more? But if it's you, but are you supposed to be penalized for making more? I mean, so I remember a long time ago, Susie Orman had a formula for married couples. So it was a formula based on how much you pay. So there was a percentage of what you earn, a percentage of what he earns, and you put that in the household pot. So if the husband made less and the woman made more, then the woman would be contributing more to the household account. And then that leaves you to have your equal amount of allowance based on that percentage, based on that ratio. So I think it just depends. If you're okay with paying, then that's a conversation to have. I mean, honestly, I've never been like, no, I'm not going to pay. But I've been in situations where I'm spoiled. And I'm like, well, I had a guy over here that paid for everything. But I'm also not opposed to it, especially like Robin said, if you're in a position where you make more and he's struggling to take you out on a date, then okay, let's meet halfway, or maybe it's more than halfway in that case. So my mom said, pay according to salary. I wouldn't expect someone who makes less to pay more. Exactly. It's impossible. So yeah, I think you have to balance it out. And then, especially when it comes to a household, because the thing is, men want to be the providers. So how can you make sure that man still feels like he's taking care of the household and, you share responsibilities? So I saw in the comments, though, that this one woman said that this seems to be a conversation that the Black community has more so than any other race. And I want to know if you guys agree with that, because it's interesting. I really don't hear non-Black couples talking about this as much. It seems like it's always this power struggle between Black men and Black women, especially if it's Black men with Black women. It always seems like there's this power struggle between us. And it's like, okay, how can we work together? We are a team at the end of the day. So how can we work together to take care of the household? Now, again, with dating, I just think, again, I've talked about expectation. I think that's a conversation that you need to have at the beginning. Like, well, what's your expectation in the dating phase? Are you okay with paying for everything, all the dates? Once we progress, we split. Like, I think that's a fair conversation to have, because you rather have it early than be caught off guard later. And then you're like, girl, he asked me to pay. And it's like, but Did y'all have that conversation before? Or is it an unwritten rule? I don't know. Because again, everybody dates differently. So I think it's just you have to have those conversations. So, okay, Robin said that's fair. That sounds fair. I'm okay with paying sometimes. I also don't want to be denied something because they can't afford it. Ooh, yes, absolutely. Mom said, but in a situation like that, going on, he doesn't, a situation like that, going on, he doesn't make as much. Samson said, what if you have one checking account and both checks are deposited? Then it doesn't matter who is paying the bills. So, Samson, what I was mentioning earlier is kind of like Susie Orman's formula, where you're contributing to a household account and you put a percentage in the pot based on your individual incomes. And that way you can keep your little allowance and that person can keep their allowance. It doesn't feel like a man is giving the woman an allowance. You have your own money. So I think that, yeah, I definitely agree with you, Robin, in saying that you don't want to be denied something because they can't afford it. Yeah, absolutely. Samson said, when you're dating in the beginning, I think he should pay. But if I ask to take the person out, then I am fine with paying. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but what if that's another conversation to have. If whoever ask or suggest a date, like if I say, hey babe, let's go to the movies, does that mean that I pay even if I suggested for us to go to the movies if we're early on in the dating phase? Because like they say, well, whoever asks is the one that pays. It's just so many rules. I can't keep up. I'm like, can we just live this life and be happily ever after? Like, it's too many rules for me, y'all. Spirit Journey says, I was raised around majority whites, went to private education 15 years. Believe me, they definitely have these power struggles. It depends on how much patriarchal ideas are influencing. It varies. And yeah, and I'm not making a general statement at all, but it seems more so this is a conversation you hear happening in the black community versus in non-black communities. So I definitely agree with that. Everybody got their struggles, okay? It is not all cookies and cream on that side of the world either. So I definitely agree with you there, Spirit Journeys. All right. So yeah, I just think it depends on, again, what your expectations are in relationships, because I'm not putting that on a man. Just you have to pay for everything. I don't necessarily agree with that. And then especially when you get married, you have to have those financial conversations. Some people don't believe in having joint accounts. I believe that you should have a household account and then you should have your own individual accounts. Those are my beliefs. Everybody don't have to believe the same. But I think that cuts down on you spent this on this, you bought fast food this night, but that was his allowance, what he took after paying the bills and what you took from paying the bills. Like Tiffany said, she pays for her hair. That's not a conversation we have to have, because that is something I'm paying out of my account. You don't need to know how much I'm spending on my hair. So I think that also leaves you to have a little bit of independence as well. But yeah, if someone is definitely making less than you, I don't think it's fair to put that all on that person to carry all the bills, especially like the major bills, because then they looking at you like, so you just gonna just keep tricking off all your money while I'm struggling to pay these bills, because then there grows resentment, and then that creates tension and stress in the household, and you just don't want all of that. So set those expectations, because it can get real fast. Okay, so when we're talking about these couples, and I don't know what their household situation is like, I just see what's on the outside. But one couple that I like to watch is Sierra and Russell. And I'm mentioning them for the What the Sip today because they each came in with their own money. But we have watched on the outside them build businesses together. And I'll never forget, I went to a comedy show that Chris Rock did years ago, not this recent one, called Tambourine. And he mentioned, like, marriage is not a competition. You should be teammates. You and your partner are teammates. This is, you want to build an empire together. And there are so many situations, and I've even been in situations where I feel like a man is so busy competing with me instead of thinking about how we can build together. I don't see Russell and Sierra competing with one another. It seems that they are interested in building an empire together and lifting each other up and encouraging one another instead of, oh well, she's doing that over there, so I gotta do something to one up her, or she's doing something to try to one up him. It's not about that, especially when you are married. And I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that's trying to be competitive with me either. So my mom said both parties should have their discretionary income to buy what they want. Absolutely. LC said, I would not ask anyone to pay for my maintenance. If he offers, done, but not required. Absolutely, I agree. What were you doing before him? Exactly. I was doing this before you. So listen, I can do it after you leave too. So I think that, again, when I saw that woman say that, I was like, first of all, see, and you don't want to be mean, because you look at people and you're like, really, boo? So you want this man to pay for all this? Who you dating? Who you dating? So, but I'm not gonna talk about anything because God is working on me, y'all. God is working on me, so I'm not gonna talk about her. But I just don't think it's okay for someone in the dating phase for you to expect all of that from someone in the dating phase. I just never would expect that. Now, like I think Tiffany said, if you want to treat me to those things, great. You want to put me in an Uber for the night, great. Pay for dinner, all that, great. Now, I'm not about to sit up here and pay for everything. You know, if we going on dates, like, don't get it twisted. Even if I do make more, like, listen, you gonna have to get creative. We can go to the park. We can do a picnic, pack some sandwiches, crackers. Everything doesn't have to be expensive. And I think that's another thing, too. Like, I think we have to shift our perspective on all these fine dining dinner dates, because that you can only keep that up for so long. And come on, we have to be realistic here. Men can only keep that up for so long, especially if they're dating multiple people, because it happens. We ain't always the only one they dating. That's expensive. So I mean, if I was a man, I'd be like, listen, can we just do the movies, popcorn tonight? But you're not going to be chilling in my house all the time either. You got to get creative, okay? People have lost the art of creativity, and we are not about to be doing that. Exactly. Peanut butter and jelly. Okay, Tiffany said, I agree. My husband is very supportive of my plans, of my business plans, but he has definitely added to my business plan, which will be our empire. Exactly. LC, and did she say what she is giving to him? Is she cooking, cleaning, etc., since she wants to be treated like June Cleaver? Not June Cleaver. I'm not doing this with you, LC. Right. What are you giving? Because over the see, y'all gonna have me talk about this woman, and I'm trying not to talk about this woman. But it's like, you can't be looking like a bugaboo and expecting all these things. Like, ma'am, you can't do it. And I'm not just talking about her. I'm not saying she a bugaboo. But I'm just saying you can't be out here looking like a bugaboo and making all these demands. Okay? So it's just too much. Let's be realistic here. And look, the way inflation is set up, the way these gas prices is set up, look, I get it. You might just want to just meet at the park and have a good just bottle of wine, and again, get your charcuterie board, and that's a nice date for me. It's quality over quantity. Yes, I was like, wait, am I saying that wrong? Yes, quality over quantity. Yes, we can be more flexible, Spirit Journeys. I definitely think we can be more flexible, because sometimes it's just like, give these brothers a break. They need to give us a break too, but we need to give them a break as well. But I need them to just get creative. Because I had a guy, after a first date, then he was asking me what we doing on a second date, and I was like, can you at least try? Like, I don't know. I guess dating is definitely different now. I just feel like the effort is minimal. And I don't know if it's because women are just not asking for more. I don't know what it is, but it's just like there's minimal effort. And I'll never forget a guy told me that I don't pursue women, women pursue me. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, good luck with that, because that ain't me. I'm not about to sit up here and pursue a man. And I think people get this idea of chasing and pursuit mixed up too. And that could probably be a whole other episode, like what is chasing versus pursuit. Like there's no pursuit anymore. It's like I did my job. I took you on a first date, so now now that's it. And it's like, wow, okay, so now it's just like tallying things up, and I'm like, I don't like that. Tiffany said, our money has changed over 24 years. We're not able to do fine dining all the time. Sunset Cliff in San Diego was our picnic spot at the beginning. Exactly. Get creative. Like, people don't want to think anymore. They don't want to think. They don't want to do. So it's like, and if you require the least amount of effort, then that's probably who they gonna go over to. Because if you making all these demands and we need to go here and go there, don't ask somebody to take you on a vacation. And I've never asked a guy to take me on a vacation either. Now, if you offer, then hey. But I don't ask a guy to take me on vacation because I can go on vacation by myself. But again, that's me. I can't speak for everybody else. All right. LC said, I had a guy keeping score of how many times he called me versus how many times I called him. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like tallying up, and I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time for all this. Like, what changed? When did dating become this? This is what I want to know. When did the culture of dating change? Ebony, hey, Ebony. Yes, that's actually where we got. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm not about to do the tit for tat with you. Yeah, and I've had guys do that to me. Well, I called you 2 days ago. What? And I called you the same day. Like, what do you mean? So it's giving petty, and I don't have time. It's like, if you want to talk to me, then pick up a phone. I met a guy and he waited like 3 days to call, and I was like, okay, but don't expect me to be excited about seeing you after you waited 3 days. Like, what? Just like, come on. If you want to talk, then let's talk. Let's stop playing these games. Spirit Journey, so you just toxic. You just love the toxic behavior. You said you like a game of Uno. I thought you said you still like games. I was like, Spirit Journey, come on now. Yes, I love Uno too. Yes, I love Uno too. LC, he never got picked up. Tit for tat, yeah, I don't have time for that. So, yeah, get creative. Don't have to always spend all these man's coins, because you want them to have something for later. Okay, all right. So yeah, talked about Sierra and Russell. Love them because I feel like they are kind of the epitome of a partnership. Now, again, like I said, I don't know what's going on behind those doors, but that ain't my business. I'm going off of what I see, and that is what I want with someone. I want to build, instead of, again, someone being competitive with me, or you count my coins. I've had guys come to my place. You see, no, you over here counting my coins, and I don't like that. I don't like it. So, okay. Well, as always, I'll open up the lines if you guys want to chime in at 713-396-0277. And yeah, y'all, I'm definitely feeling this wine over here. It is given very strong. I'll tell you guys about this. It's interesting. It's very interesting. It looks like the color of honey. But, yeah, 14.5% alcohol. So, yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay. Well, I'll wait for you guys to call. If not, I have some questions. I love the questions you guys submit. Okay, so the first question, I feel like I've answered this before, but I'll answer it again, is would you date outside of your race? And I am equal opportunity. I prefer a melanated man, But I am equal opportunity. I will not shun or discriminate against anybody because at the end of the day, love is love and we shall overcome. All right. Next question. When are you opening your wine bar? Hopefully within the next 2 to 3 years, I will open my wine bar. It's been a dream for so long, guys. So I hope to open it within the next 2 to 3 years. Do I like sports? Yes, I love watching football. I did not watch the Astros. Don't crucify me, Astros fans. I did not watch the World Series, but I did go to the parade the last time they won, if that counts. So I couldn't be out there with all those people. And I did follow what was happening with the Astros, but I did not watch the World Series. I got my reports online. And I do love going to sporting events, though. I will go to a football game. I love basketball. Baseball, if I show up right about at the fifth inning, because baseball games are long. It's like, can we wrap it up just a little bit? And then last question is, do I have any celebrity crushes? You know what? I'm trying to think of who. Oh, we got a caller. We'll come back to that. Hey, Sipper.
Hey, Joy. This is Tiffany. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Tiffany. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I'm good, girl. Getting these plates together of dinner. The time is getting to me, too. I don't understand it, but I'm a little tired. I don't know.
Yes, I feel like we're in a time warp. It's
a little crazy.
It is.
But yeah, I totally, your topic today is very interesting. My husband and I, we've been married 18 years. We've been together 24 years. Mm-hmm. Then I came back from Texas from college to San Diego. I didn't have much. He was, he's older than me. So he was he had already been divorced, but doing the parenting outside of the home, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot going on at that time. And first of all, I felt like I was too young to even be in a relationship with him at that time.
Right.
Obviously, things have changed. We're great. We've gone through a lot, blah, blah, blah. But those times where we were at that area, I was telling you, Sunset Cliffs, we would go after work because we worked together. Mm-hmm. And it was just a time to actually get to know each other and actually talk. Right. Have a conversation, get in a person's head instead of all this high-siding and, we got to spend all this money and like we definitely would go out. Mm-hmm. We would go out, though, and go to concerts or movies and stuff, but we spent a little more time actually getting to know each other.
Right.
And for me to see, even if this type, I had never been in a relationship like that before. Mm-hmm. And, I was like, I don't know if it's going to work. But we were able to have, many conversations, and then our families, conversations with them. So sometimes taking it back to basics and having a real simple date.
Yeah.
Or some simple times, there's nothing wrong with that. It's always great to be treated. But it's not always going to be like that.
Absolutely.
And your money's not always going to work like that either.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, you're welcome. I agree. Mm-hmm. We have to be okay with the simple things. It can't always be extravagant, and like I think Robin said, when you make more money, then you can afford the things that he can't afford for you.
Right.
So you're not sacrificing anything. So I think that I love that. And I love that you're always so honest about the growth that you've experienced in your marriage. So I appreciate your transparency there, because we don't have these open conversations. People like to show the fairy tale side of things. And it's like, it took us years to get to this point. It wasn't all glitter and gold in the beginning. I was ready to, put hands on them,
Listen, because blended families, number one, is hard.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a product, I'm actually a product of one.
Yeah.
But it's one thing when you're the child. It's a whole other thing when you the stepmama.
Yeah.
And you have nothing but wanting to love on these people, but then you got the ex-wife over here. Like, his ex-wife showed up at our wedding.
Wow.
Do you hear? Yeah.
So she wasn't invited? She wasn't invited?
Absolutely not.
You said she wasn't invited, Tiffany.
That heifer showed up. You hear me? She showed up. She was not invited. She was told don't come, and she came in a tracksuit anyway. Yeah.
Wait, not a tracksuit. Yeah. She couldn't even come in dress code. Come on, ma'am.
You're supposed to come bad. You're supposed to come showing out. Yes. When I say I've gone through some stuff, I mean it.
Ooh, Tiffany, where's the book?
I mean, listen, we can really sit down and have some bottles of wine, okay?
Girl, ooh, Tiffany, where is the book? When is this memoir coming out?
I'm telling you. She showed up in Girl, my mom, I'll never forget, we were taking a picture of me, my mom, and my sister, and I looked up, and my bridesmaids my face, and they looked at him, and they were like, so are you going to handle this, or are we going to go handle it? Ooh. And I was starting to wind up my train in my, on my arm, and my mom was like,
oh, you were about to go. You be like, I don't need a tracksuit to beat your ass.
Listen. We're not having this on today. But, when I've gone through the wire and back, but our relationship is amazing. It's amazing now. And I am a straight advocate. You've heard me say my mom is a doctor. She's a psychotherapist.
Yeah.
So psychotherapy, number one advocate, and if we didn't go, we would not be married, and that's really the beginning and the end of it. But your money management, all that stuff goes in with it too, and you can't sit up here and high five and do all that if you're trying to build something together.
Absolutely.
And have businesses or a home or whatever it is y'all desire. Sometimes you got to save and wait. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, listen.
That struggle is real.
Yeah.
The struggle is real. But sometimes I think, you can stick it out, and sometimes it can't be salvaged. Like, I remember when I was married, and the pastor himself told me, he said, listen, I'm good at my job. He said, this cannot be salvaged. And that was the man of God himself telling. I said, well.
Yeah. My mom has always taught me never, because I've had friends that have gone through divorces, and she's always said, don't ask them, like, be of support. Don't ask them, so when are you going to leave? Because everybody's done is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's done is different.
I told my mom that. I said everybody's level of everybody's threshold level is different. What you tolerate may not be what I can tolerate, and the next person can tolerate. So
it's never any judgment. It's never any judgment. Again, I came from a divorcee family, and I know with all my mom tried to do with my dad, she would have never wanted to have left. But listen. It just got to the point where that's where it had to be. And as an adult, I understand that. As a kid, I didn't understand it. But as an adult and as a woman, I understand it.
Absolutely. And you mentioned something. You said there's no judgment. But people do judge you. People do judge you. They shame you. Ooh, they shame you to the devil if you. What did you pray about it?
So
did
they
you
go through it.
It's like, don't you think I explored all the options before I decided to get? Do you think I want to be divorced? Shoot.
Right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
had a
Well,
hell of
I
a wedding bill.
definitely don't judge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you
And people
think
be
I
paying
wanted it
for
to
it for
end up this
years.
way? Right. I'm like, do you
Right,
think I wanted
right,
it to end up
right.
this way? So I tell you one thing,
Yeah,
the next time it won't be like that. Shoot. Is it we gonna be an
yeah.
Oprah and Stedman?
Listen, I understand. I was gonna get my a note now. That ex-wife showing up, they're like, that was the problem.
Oh,
You
major problem. You
know,
don't want to start off
that was
like
the
that.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it was bad, and it took. It was like he wanted her there, but it was like I can't have people there that are not in support of us,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I and just want to be messy. And it got to the point it was so bad because we were actually technically married already, and then we
Mm-hmm.
had a big wedding 6 months later after I
Mm.
had our middle son,
Yeah.
and I was like, look. I'm not going to deal with this for the rest of my life. I'm not
Right.
going to compete. This lady has to know her boundaries. I know y'all have children together, and that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to be some kind of boundaries. And one night in desperation, I was looking up how to get an annulment in the state of
Wow.
California. And then I decided to remember Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to write him an email.
Yeah.
And I told him about what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And by the following week, I had an email back. No, I had a call back from their producer asking if we wanted to come on the show.
Yeah.
And up until that point, my husband was like, you're the one tripping, you're the one this, you're the one that. And when that came, and well, of course we didn't go on the show, but it was like, oh, well, dang, well, maybe it is kind of a little crazy, this
Right.
situation. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
think?
Exactly.
So yeah, I could write a book. You're right.
You
I might
really
have to do that.
could, okay? Yes. Well, I appreciate you
Yeah,
calling.
yeah.
I do. I
Yes,
do. And weighing in on this topic. I appreciate you so much.
yes. All righty. Well, you and Gigi have a good night.
Thank you. You see her over here. Thank you, Tiffany.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye. Oh, shoot. Y'all. Uh-oh. Am I drop? Y'all, I'm dropping stuff over here. Why do I hear the music in the background? Hold on, let's see. Can y'all still hear me? Uh-oh. Did I lose you all? Can you all hear me? Okay. I don't know what happened. Hello? I'm saying hello like I'm on the phone, y'all. Whew, I'm struggling tonight. I'm telling you, it's this wine. What is going on? Pray for your good sister over here. I'm dropping stuff. It's not a good look. Okay. I ain't editing. I'm not editing the episode either. But anyway, I always appreciate Tiffany's honesty because a lot of people give you the fairy tale version. Even with when you're talking about bills and stuff, people are not honest. Oh, my husband paid for everything. Really? No, okay, let's just be for real here. So, okay, thanks guys. I appreciate y'all. So, yeah, that was definitely some nerve of the ex-wife showing up, and you don't want to start a marriage like that, and you want to start the marriage off with honesty. I tell people all the time, like when I got married the first week, I was ready to be out of there because my ex was not honest about something that he knew was already a point of contention for us. And it was a point of contention for 2 out of the 3 years of our marriage. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, could you let it go?" Well, no, because the thing is, if you start off with dishonesty, it only unravels into more dishonesty, because it's like if you're lying about something small, then you're gonna lie about something big. And later I found out he was lying about something big. So anyway, but that's neither here nor there because God delivered me. And we're moving on. And but yeah, so this was, I wanted to definitely talk about this topic and appreciate you guys weighing in. I tell people, any problem that you have going into the marriage that you think is small will only get worse when you get married. So think about what you can and cannot tolerate. So, all right. This was a patchy episode, y'all, because your girl on this 14.5% wine. And yeah, I don't know what was happening. I'm pressing buttons, doing all kind of stuff today. So thanks for rocking with me as always. I love y'all. Thanks for chiming in, making sure I didn't miss any comments here. Yeah, see, getting creative, Spirit Journeys. Exactly. Got to get creative out here. All right, guys, I will see you next week. And if there are any topics you guys want to know about, want to talk about, or want me to talk about, send me a DM at Sip with Joy and keep bringing those questions. Love the questions. And I'll see you guys next week.